Welcome to Secret Women's Business, the podcast, where we're going to talk about boobs, bras, body image, and whatever else takes our fancy.
I'm a woman of a certain age.
Join us today as we discuss the meaning of life.
Excuse me, what, Pauline? We've only got 15 minutes.
What? You don't think we can do it in 15 minutes? I think I can do it in 25 seconds. Listen to this. I haven't got a clue. I've been looking for it and I just don't know.
I think one of the big things is having some purpose.
Oh, absolutely.
You've got to have a reason to wake up every day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it's got to be beyond going for a wee.
Is that just in the morning or 3 times through the night?
Oh, it's not even, okay, no, we're getting totally off track, but I just have to mention this as you do. You don't even have to need to. You just wake up, you roll over, you think you might have to, and then you got to do it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and you can just go and sit there and 3 drops come out.
That's your first purpose of the day.
Well, yeah, of the morning at 3 o'clock. But yeah, it's just one of those things when you get to this age where you just never let an opportunity go by.
Of the body.
No.
But that's why I wanted to talk a bit about purpose because, without having a job to go to or something to do every day, what's the point?
I have no idea.
See, I didn't work for several years and I really had nothing to do. I was still doing gigs, but not, 1 or 2 a month sort of thing. That's not enough to keep anybody's mind and body and soul occupied.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm talking to people my age now and they're all thinking about retiring and I'm saying, but what are you going to do?
Oh, yes, I can't go there.
Yeah, I mean, when I've had people call me up in the shop, financial advisors, and they say, what's your exit plan for the shop? And I say...
Coffin.
No, yeah, basically a stretcher.
Yeah, there you go.
Carrying me out. I can't think of anything I like to do more every day than get up and go to work. And you know what? The really hard part for me was during COVID.
Oh, when we had lockdown, you couldn't go to work.
I couldn't go to work. So what I'm used to doing is getting up in the morning, putting on some makeup, putting on a nice outfit. Nice-ish. Some days are more nice than others. Depends how bloated I'm feeling, but doesn't matter. I walk out the house.
I dress to my mood, don't worry.
Yeah. I dress to my belly. And going to work and thinking, who am I going to help today?
Oh, that's the best part of the job. And I've got to say that working for you has given me a purpose because I didn't have that for a long time.
Yeah.
And while some people go, oh, you work in retail, like as if that's a bad thing.
Well, no, it's
and
wonderful.
What we do is exceptional.
We had COVID and all of a sudden I had no one to help. And I'm so used to going to work every day. Somebody walks in, they've got a problem. I help them with their problem and they go. And I feel so happy because I've helped them.
Yeah.
It's not just about paying my rent or paying my tax or anything.
Very fulfilling job.
That's right. And they say thank you. Sometimes I get a hug. Sometimes they bring me flowers, chocolates. I don't know why everyone wants to feed me. Do I look hungry? But then during COVID, I had no one to help. And I felt terrible. I mean, my husband knows that I'd sit here just feeling completely useless. And, my elderly stepfather is 95 now, he's about 93 then, and his charming partner, I would call them up every day. Can I buy you something? Can I get something for you? Just so I had a reason to do something to help someone.
Actually, you've made a really good point. The whole COVID thing made a lot of people rethought their whole situation. We've met people in the shop that have changed jobs, moved, got divorced, moved into state, sea change, green change, whatever you want to call it, tree change.
Yeah.
People did wild things after COVID because, yes, nobody had a purpose.
Yeah.
Unless you were, what were they called, essential workers. Nobody knew what the hell to do. I just took up 4,000 different hobbies.
Well, I wrote a book, but I wrote it through that. But, it was just, that was a nice thing to do. And it was a bit of purpose, but it still wasn't enough because when you're used to helping.
Yeah.
So we've got women at this age where their children leave home.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're empty nesting.
Yes.
I don't know about that because I don't have children, but Dominique
exactly
does.
How it feels, yes.
And part of them says, yeehaw, because I can run around the house naked.
Yeah, no comment.
Well, okay, so walk around. Maybe you're not running.
Yeah, I think running's exaggerating a little bit.
But the other part says, well, what do I do now?
Yeah, well, there's no more lunch boxes to fill. There's no more clothes to pick up off the floor, wet towels,
Yeah.
bulging fridges, all of that sort of thing. And that in itself can be quite despairing. I got to admit, I didn't know what the hell to do once I had no kids at home. And that was 10 years before I met you. I had 10 years without kids at home.
Yeah, and that couldn't have been easy.
Oh, that was isolating and all of that sort of thing as well. So when I walked into that shop, into your shop that day and boldly asked you for a job, I just wanted a job at that point. I didn't know that nearly 5 years later we'd be sitting here doing this, chatting away about life and love and all the loss and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, but that's the purpose that we get from our work.
Oh, absolutely.
And I do understand, of course, that there are women who've never worked, and good luck to them, and they've probably never wanted to or never had to or whatever their reasons are, and they find purposes
in other things.
Yeah, in other things.
Yeah.
And there's no right and there's no wrong. I think just having the concept of a purpose is what we need at this age.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a big thing.
No.
You know, that I paint, and I paint aimlessly quite often. But if I've got a reason to do a painting for somebody, or if it's just that I need to get an emotion or something out, that in itself is a purpose.
Yeah, yeah. And
even if the painting just ends up on the floor around my house, I've got paintings everywhere. Thank you, Pauline.
Yeah.
That gives me a little bit of purpose, and it's therapy as well. But the job, you know, I hate the word job because to me it's not a job. It is my purpose to go there and do what I do. Yeah. I love helping out the chicks.
Yeah. Oh, and the blokes.
Yes.
And the blokes. You know, we've wrecked marriages and we've saved them. And
we haven't really wrecked marriages.
Oh, I have, a few of them. Well, you know, what are you going to do? Sometimes a marriage shouldn't be.
Yes, well, I did meet a woman recently who was about to leave her husband and she was buying lingerie for that purpose. So, yes, but that's not our fault.
No. But, you know, we listen and we help.
Yeah.
And we unbiased listening.
Yeah, and I think this is why we've ended up coming to do these podcasts, and because we talk a lot, as you can probably tell.
Can't shut her up.
But we meet all these fascinating women.
Yeah, they open up more.
They definitely do. And that in itself has given me a great deal of purpose because I find myself giving out advice. Now, look, I'm 60, but I've lived a life, you know. I've been through some stuff. And we all have. And it's a way of sharing with other people, and sometimes you can be really helpful without even really knowing it.
Oh, yeah, you know, well, the woman who came in, and she just came in for no reason other than the fact that she had put her dog down an hour before. Oh. And she just couldn't go home. So she thought she'd wander into the shop, and I could see she was unhappy, and I asked her, you know, you all right? And she said, I just put my dog down. And I gave her a hug.
Yeah.
And she cried on my shoulder and cried and cried and cried. And then she said, thank you. And she didn't buy anything. You know, there wasn't time for her to buy anything. That wasn't what it was all about.
Sure.
But just giving her that hug gave me purpose for that day because I helped someone.
Yeah. It's a great feeling.
It's like nurses and teachers, you know, who their job is to help. Yeah. They don't get many thank yous, which is really sad.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and they're not paid enough. Well, neither are we, but that's a whole different subject. But it's not the point. We don't do it for the money, because if we did, we'd do something else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly that. I could have done a lot of things, really, probably, but I fell into this thing, and I love helping these women out.
You know, it makes us feel good, and having this sense of purpose in life really does give you that reason to get up in the morning, go to bed at night, to think the following day you've got a reason to get up in the morning.
Even if it's just to tidy up after Pauline.
Oh, and yet my purpose is to make sure that you have stuff to tidy up.
There you go. See, she's good.
Yes, we live well together.
It's a great synergy, actually. It's a real blessing.
Yeah. It is for me too.
Yeah, thank you. Because I just love the whole thing. This week, actually, because it's been school holidays, I've had quite a few teenagers come in for bras, and they're really nervous. They will not let their mothers look. They let me.
Yeah. So must be something in the blue hair.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm old enough to be their grandmother. I have grandchildren those ages, but yeah, I just yes, at the end of it, when they walk out and they're smiling and they're less insecure about their body, and just feel better about themselves because they got a decent bra on and the lady didn't scare the hell out of them.
Yeah. Yeah. There's always that the scary lady for your first bra fit.
Well, I think there's that's the thing people think that's the thing so many women say to me, I hate getting bra fittings. But they don't hate it once they've been to us.
No. We just shove them in the change room, figure out the size, bring them stuff, tell them what fits, take away what doesn't, and then let them decide.
And talk to them about the day and what they're doing. Yeah. And I find if I get them chatting and get them really comfortable, it's much easier to fit them as well. I don't know why that is, but is it the exchange? I don't know.
Well, you know what it is? Because you've stopped them looking in the mirror where they're searching for faults.
Yes, that's probably true. Yeah. And we just chat about their job or their kids or parents or whatever their topic.
Yeah, but, women find purpose in so many different things. Now, some women find purpose in being a grandmother.
Yeah.
They love it. Some people find purpose in having the children and the grandchildren in another state so they can visit them once a year and then go. Some people find it in volunteering. Some people find it in work or whatever it is they do, but purpose is important.
See, I do have another purpose. I love songwriting as well. So, but that's a mixture of purpose and therapy, and sometimes I write songs no one's ever going to hear. I just write because I'm compelled to. So I don't know if that's a purpose. Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, well, it is because but it's an outlet.
Yeah, totally.
And at some point it might be something that people hear, and that's for you, that's purpose, because you started off the day thinking, what am I going to do, or what is it? And I have this emotion and I get it out, and that's a great purpose to have in life.
Who knew that I would write a song as a joke? I wrote Menopause Blues over a year ago as a joke, and I then entered it in a song competition and I won it. And
which song competition was it? That very prestigious one.
Songwriters Association.
And in the Country
Blues Song of the Year, yes. And I'm really super proud of it because I don't think of myself as winning the award. I think that the song won the award. I know that sounds ridiculous, but that has actually given me a lot of purpose because now I find lots of women want to talk to me about menopause because having written a song about it apparently makes me an expert.
Yeah, but hang on a second. I had a woman in the shop today, and I told her we were doing this podcast, and she said, oh, that's amazing because I don't know what's normal and no one wants to tell me what's normal.
Oh, wow, so she needs friends.
Yeah, but she says she feels uncomfortable discussing it with her friends and nobody wants to talk about it.
Oh, well, we're here. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, and people come in and they tell us their symptoms and, as I said, we're not doctors, but we hear all this stuff. And for women, half the time they don't know, are they going crazy or are they just menopausal?
Yeah.
Is this pain in my elbow because I bashed it or because my joints hurt because I'm menopausal?
I was convinced I was going crazy. I was utterly convinced there was something wrong with me. You helped me a great deal to realise that because you're just as crazy as me.
Well, I didn't want to say.
No, but just because we could talk about it and we're not dissimilar in age and all that sort of thing. So it was a great, that conversation, and that helped me sort of sort myself out. And in that we find purpose helping each other.
Yeah, so purpose also is sharing.
It is. It absolutely is. So we'll keep sharing.
Yes.
And you must like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Really and true.